So, on the 15th of April 2022, I went to go see the band Ghost at the Resorts World Arena in Birmingham, which is allocated in England. They played a total of 20 tracks, which ain't really too bad. It lasted, because I usually actually try and figure out how long this bloody lasts. I don't actually have it down to the second, but if I was to take a guess, I would say that the set lasted about 1 hour 45 minutes. Usually because bands I see barely can do an hour because they're shit. And they're not worth it. Just miserable waste of time. So they played 5 tracks off the Melora album. They played 5 tracks off of Prequel. They played 4 tracks off of Impera, which is weird. Which is because that's 1 track less than the prior to, yet it's the Imperator. Which is kind of weird. They did 2 tracks off 7 Inches of Satanic Panic. They did 1 track off Infesticium. They did 1 track off Opus Eponymous. They did 1 track off Pope Star, and then they did 1 cover. Which again is kind of weird that they put a cover in there, yet didn't put more into Impera. While in other 2 albums there's more tracks of them, but it's not their tour. I don't get it, it's weird. So, how was it? Well, first, let's kind of compare to what I've already kind of heard. It was a good show. But what am I comparing it against? Because I can only compare it to what I've personally seen. Like, if I went and saw Justin Bieber, and I absolutely despise Justin Bieber, and pop isn't my style, then Ghost clearly wins. So, what am I going off of? Okay, so I've only seen 1 arena band before, which is Iron Maiden. I saw them for the Dance of Death tour. That was a while ago. I'm 29 at this point, so I was very young. It was the first band I saw. They did the arena. Only arena show I've actually seen. I've seen other bands through my years. I saw Avenged Sevenfold, which is like one of my favourite bands, but unfortunately their performance was shit. They played just like an hour, if not below, so that was god awful. I saw them on the self-titled tour, so they had like songs, but still didn't bother playing that long. It was a university. The sound quality was shocking. You could actually barely hear them. The crowd were louder than they were. So it was crap. I enjoyed seeing them, but it was crap. I saw Dio at a university again. That was more because of my dad, so I didn't actually like him. I didn't know any songs really, so didn't care for that. I saw Black Veil Brides at a university for the Rebels EP, which came out after Set the World on Fire album. I liked that. I actually enjoyed that. They played for like 1 hour 15, so that's kind of better. But I've kind of fallen out with Black Veil Brides now, so I don't really look back on the show very fondly anymore. I saw Bullet for My Valentine. They played for just 1 hour again because they're crap. That was for the Venom tour as well, so they had loads of songs, but they're just, you know, not bothered or something. They're crap. Yeah, I didn't like that show. It basically sounded like they were actually just not even playing live, but they were playing from the albums. The sound quality was that bloody good. So they had that. The only issue was like I couldn't actually see anything, and I had a guy headbanging with his long hair, which just kept hitting me in the face, and it was dripping in sweat. So it's just like, for an hour I'm just stood there just getting hit in the face and drinking sweat. So yeah, I didn't really enjoy that. And then I saw Trivium, which did 1 hour and a half. That wasn't too bad really. Sound quality was okay. The only problem was the singer was actually the quietest of all of them, which is odd. It was okay. I'm not really into Trivium, so not really interested there either. So technically, the only good band I've really seen is Iron Maiden, and that was years ago. But as the performance, Iron Maiden are known for putting on a great performance. You see that in the amount of DVDs they release. So when it comes to Ghost, how would I compare them? So I like the band Ghost, that's why I saw them. And they have won awards for how good they are live. So they also did play the arena. They have 8 members, so they can fill that arena with 8 members on the stage, and then the arena to use it. I was up in the seating area because I can't stand the standing area because I want to actually see. Usually we're standing, like I know people sometimes prefer universities, but the problem with that is you're just crammed in all together, you can't see anything, you're touching people. I want to see what's going on, so I go up into the seats so I can actually just sit and watch and enjoy. Yeah, to start off with the show, they had 2 opening acts. The first opening act was Twin Temple, which is a female-fronted, kind of like Ghost. It's kind of like a satanic, not Church of Satan, but the pop cultural Satan, which is displayed in literally the best part of them, which I massively loved, which was them doing a satanic ritual, and then constantly saying "Hail Satan," and the crowd has to chant back "Hail Satan." But the thing I really liked was she said, in the name of Satan and the Satan we're praying to, we are against transphobia, we are against homophobia, we are against racism, we are against this, we're against that, and just constantly listing off all these terrible things, saying in the name of Satan, we are against all this. And we stand for all of this. We stand with trans. We stand with people who are gay, lesbian, bi, and all that. We stand with race and not single out different cultures and people. Like, we're unified under Satan, because under church, that's not really the same thing. They can't actually say that they're really on these people's sides because the amount of problems stems from religion. So she said all of this. I was like, yeah, I'm on board. I love this. I love the fact that she said this, that she supports this, she's an advocate for this. I can get behind this. Unfortunately, musically, it's not really my thing. Twin Temple is very old school, rock and roll type of thing, like Betty Bop kind of image that they got going. So they got a sax player. That's kind of cool. I kind of like that because it was quite kind of jazzy in there, and I go see metal bands, so it was kind of interesting to be in an arena and get this kind of jazz rock kind of performance. It was different, so I appreciated it for what it was. Even though it's not my thing, I could appreciate hearing a new kind of dimension to where I usually listen. So there was at times sax solos. Massively appreciated that. I love seeing sax solos. I think saxophones do have a great sound. I can't listen to it all the time because I am, metal advocate, but I really do appreciate it, and I enjoy seeing the talent and just how great a performer can, play it and how it sounds. So I massively enjoyed that. There were like key solos. There was a guitar solo that was absolutely dire. It was literally him just kind of sliding on a string, just it was literally just the same slide, and he just did it about 5 times in a row, and it was just like, yes! It's like, no, mate, no. Just no, that was appalling. That was really, really, really appalling. I even turned to my girlfriend who was there, and I was like, that was bloody embarrassing. That was awful. Like, good attempt. Like, if he's crap on the guitar, I give him credit for trying. Like, I'd rather him try than actually just not have anything, because it kind of stales it even further, and it's just even more diluted. So, if there's going to be something, at least, try. Yeah, the sax solos were good and the keys were good. Musically, it just wasn't my thing, though I really do like the fact that they do stand for all these things, and they're against the hate of all these things, so I really like them for it. The second band, oh god, I can't remember what the hell they were called. Does it say who we're playing? No, just the Imperator, which I saw. It was Uncle Acid and the Deadbeats. No, I kind of liked them. They were a bit funny because you had the arena with all these lights. Like, an arena holds a hell of a lot of lights. And they had lights, but then the band all decided to have the lights on the stage and then be stood right next to where the light was. So basically they're in the darkness. And then they stayed that way for their entire performance, never actually entering the light. And I thought, okay, that's odd, that's weird. They had a very heavy, aggressive sound to it, but it sounded like there was a lot of effects going through. So it wasn't really an organic sound, it was very processed. The singer was interesting. I did actually like his vocal work because it sounded a lot kind of like Ozzy's kind of early days. So I really liked that. But as it kept going on, I kind of realised that they have this really effects-driven sound that they don't really ever shift out or away from, so that's just on repeat the whole time. And then you got the voice, which was interesting, sounds kind of like Ozzy, but that's it, there's no other kind of range to it. So as they kind of kept going, I kind of realised I'm kind of bored, because there's no differentials, there's no kind of unique moments. Each individual song, it's like I can't say, oh, I like that song because of this piece, or I like this because of this thing, or I like that song for that thing. It's like, no, it's all just one big piece. Like, eventually it's just like this song is just going on and on and on for days and days, and then it finishes like, oh, finally. Then it's like next song and it's like, oh my god, it's the same song again. So well, there's some things to appreciate. Again, it's not really my thing. The guitarist was great. He put on some really fast shredding solos. So it's like, that's awesome. But then that's all he could really do, just kind of shred. So every song was very, very repetitive. And then when it got to the solo, it was all very repetitive as well at the same time. So, a little unfortunate. Now, getting into Ghost. So the arena lights would always be on until a band are about to hit the stage, then all the lights shut off, and then the stage lights come on. And then when the band's finished, the lights come back on again. So we had to kind of sit waiting for about half an hour for the stage to shift, because Ghost take up a lot of the stage. So when the two first acts are on, there's this kind of banner that's like split the stage in half. So you can't actually see the setup that Ghost have. So the two opening acts are just playing at the like front of the stage. So their banners have to all come down, the drum kits have to be removed, their gear has to be removed. Then the banner has to drop, showing Ghost and their stage setup and their drum kit. Then they have to do all the sound checks. They have the Ghost banner at the back, which is like the stained glass Ghost cathedral kind of image thing that they got going on. The like Church of Satan, again, they are not part of the Church of Satan. It's just an image. So half an hour, and then the lights turn off. And then the first opening track of Imperium plays Imperium. So we all know it at this point. We know what's coming. After Imperium goes, and then you go into the first actual track, Caesarion. So I was able to see the stage, because even though there was the banner that was cutting the stage in half that they did drop, they did raise up like just a blank sheet where the other two bands' banners were allocated to block off view of what the stage looked like. But because I was up in the seats, I could kind of see the side. So I could see the band members coming up the side of the stage because they have to go up the stairs to actually get onto the stage, and that. So as Imperium comes to its close and Kaisarion's about to start, you get that guitar intro of Kaisarion, and then this like floodlight hitting this blank tarp to show the silhouette of the guitarist as he's playing the intro. And then you get the high shriek of the vocalist that you have in Kaisarion, and then this pop where this like explosion at the top of the stage kind of happens, and the drape falls, and then the entire band come forward, and the stage doesn't have like a straight cut off. The center part actually proceeds out a little into the audience, so there's a little kind of walkway thing. So the band all come up front onto the walkway. You got the keys on at the back of the stage at both sides. The drummer is kind of in the middle on the left hand side. You have the back part is like a big stage setup, so they have a staircase up to where the keyboardist is, so where the band members can walk up the kind of staircase to where they are and the drummer is. And then there you have the back area, so you have your entire wall that is literally made up as like a ghost stage production thing. So where Tobias and people can go behind there to, you know, dip off the kind of stage. So big production. You got the stained glass kind of window, the image of the original Papa stained on the glass window. You got this staircase. You got the two side front stages, which have their little kind of staircase platforms where they can stand high above the actual stage. Then you have your mid section where members can come out further into the audience. Big stage production. The top drop in the explosion, and it's already shown to be epic in scope. You do your massive introduction, and then Tobias comes out. The crowd goes wild. He sings. Now the lights are going ballistic. People are losing it. The quality's great. The band members are running around all over the place. There's 8 of them to watch. You got the guitar solos. You got the drummer. The 2 keyboardists. You got the backing vocalists that are all stood there. So in Kaisarion's chorus, you got the backing vocalists, which are the 2 goulettes that are singing this alongside Tobias. It's just massive, massive and huge. Their second track, they go into Rats. The lights all shift to a darker tone and everything. It's more heavy, it's more brutal than Kaisarion, which is more upbeat. Then we go from Pinnacle to the Pit, Mary on a Cross. Each song has its own light production to it. It's like Dance Macumba. The lights are all rainbow colours because it's this dance upbeat song. So it's like, I don't know if anyone knows, but if anyone knows the character Blobby, this big guy in this like suit, which is like he's all pink and has yellow spots all over him, and he has googly eyes and everything. Just, you know, pink and yellow spots, and it's just, you know, ridiculously blown out colours. That's Dance Macumba, just pink and blues and yellows and everything, and just all over the place. Mummy Dust is dark, it's gritty, so that's green, and then other songs you've got red, real aggressive dark and red. And then other songs you got bright white lights. You got the lights spinning all over the place to show the upbeatness. So the lights are doing like a massive production all of their own, along with Tobias, who comes out in many different outfits through the show. He wears his gown as a member of the Ghost Church, where he's got his gown outfit. He comes out in a blue sequined jacket towards the end of the show, which is very shiny. He opens with a like kind of military kind of look, and then the backing band is kind of like that steampunk devil horn mask that they have, so they've changed their appearance. So everything is massive for set. So they do Cassarion, Rats from the Pinnacle to the Pit, Mariana Cross, and then they go into Devil Church, which is the 5th track where they do guitar duels. So the main guitarist would be furthest away from me because I'm on the left of the arena, he's on the right, so he goes up onto his little kind of platform at the far right of the stage, and then the rhythm guitarist, who can also do some lead solos, he's on the left on my side. So then the main guitarist there does his kind of lead, then he stops, turns to the ghoul on the left, he does his little part, and they do this little kind of back and forth until eventually the ghoul on the right, the main lead guitarist, does this blitzering fast air solo. Now the ghouls, they're speechless, they're faceless, we have no idea who they are, so their entire communication is through very expressive movements and everything. So he turns and sees that this guy is blitzing a solo out on this guitar, and is like doing all the hand gestures of, hey, no, pack it in, stop. And he's doing the kind of like cutthroat thing where it's like, you know, cut it out, stop. So then the guy's ignoring him, he's just going and going and going, and then finishes, and then turns to the guy like, there you go. And the guy's like, what the hell's that? It's like you can tell what he's saying just by gestures, which is what makes it so funny. Because they're faceless, so you can make them characters. You can make them funny. And have fun with it. Instead of it being so serious, it's like you got great music, great stage production, and great sense of humour. Which is why I loved it. I liked the solo. I really liked the lead guitarist end solo. That was very technical, very fast. So turning to the other guy, he's like, okay, 1 minute to everyone. Then he tries something, and he's like, no. 1 minute. Try something else. He's like, no. And then the main lead guitarist is just like, oh my god, what's happening? So then he's going to the bass player like, okay, you do something, and he's going to the drummer, he's like, okay, you start doing something. So he's orchestrating a bass player and the drummer to kind of help him out. The lead guitarist is like, what the hell is this? It's like we're supposed to do it alone. Then the rhythm guitarist, along with the bass player and the drummer, starts this dan 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 dan. So it's Iron Man, which is obviously very, very famous. So it's very effective. And the lead guitarist is like, what the fuck is this? It's supposed to be a guitar duel, not basically just doing an iconic riff just to kind of win the affection of the audience. So that was just really, really, really funny. And that just sends you into your next song. So Reese, Tobias comes out again. We get Hunter's Moon, Faith, Spillways, Ritual, Call Me Little Sunshine. All of these things have their, feel to it. So Reese is dark. Hunter's Moon is kind of soft, but has this great guitar interlude through it. Faith is heavy. Spillways is very upbeat and key orientated. The keys are very upfront in that one. Then you got Ritual, which is more kind of dark. You got Call Me Little Sunshine, which is very dark but very clean. So you get all these different kind of sounds, the different light effects, colours and everything. There's one song which I can't remember where one of the lights was just way too extreme because the spotlight just kept basically pointing right into my face. So it's like I'm watching and all of a sudden it's just this bright white light right in my eye, which is basically a light that you could see from space. It's like, I can't look, I need to look over there, not at the stage, because I'm blind, I can't see anything. So then it turns back around. It's like, oh yes, oh yeah, oh well done, Ghost, good performance. And then in the face, and oh my god. So there was one song where I just constantly was getting blinded, but hell, it just added to the humour just of the whole thing. Even my girlfriend, it was just like, because I'm just looking in the back of her head because she's looking away, so she's looking at somebody else. So we're all turning away because this light is just ridiculously bright and keeps coming into our face. So that was funny. They play Helfons Vetster, which is an instrumental. Now, for people who aren't aware of this, Helfons Vetster has a sax solo in it, which when you play it, it's played live by the original Papa, so the original singer of Ghost, who was this old man. So he would usually come out with oxygen tanks and 2 people helping him, and then he would put out his sax solo at the end of the track, because it's like 5 minutes long. So he'd do that. But they killed him. Well, they didn't kill him. It's just his character died off, so old age got to him. So one show, which is probably the final show for the prior tour, he died. So coming to this and doing it again with the sax solo, it's like, how do you do this? Because he's dead. So what they did is another stage production thing that is hard to do if you're in a university, which is they bring out the Papa dead in this glass coffin, so you can actually see him. So he's in this glass case, you can see him being wheeled out as it's coming to his solo. They open the door and he's dead, so they got these electric pads trying to shock him awake, and then he jolts the first time. They try again, jolt, his hand comes out reach, and then he strangles the guy who resuscitated him. They just hand the sax over to him. He's like, oh, okay then, and then just goes off on one with his sax solo. So again, being humorous again, which Ghost is like. And then he's at the front of the stage, and then the 2 guitarists come side to side of him, and then they do this sidestep thing back and forth in unison, which doesn't sound funny, but when you kind of see it, where they're just all 3 of them just faceless and everything, just doing the sidestep kind of thing all in unison, it was pretty funny to see. So I absolutely loved it. And then as his sax solo finishes, the lights go off, and obviously he kind of collapses back into his glass coffin, but you can't see because the lights are so bloody dark, you can't actually see anything. So that was pretty hilarious. That was really funny. And then you get the next track, where it's Everything's Black. And Everything's Black, and you get the chant of Year Zero, which again is pretty phenomenal, because Year Zero, if you don't know, is very kind of satanic heavy, saying all the different names of demons and Satan and everything, just chanting over and over again. It's very dark, it's very sinister. And you just get these red lights just illuminating the stained glass window of the original Papa Emeritus. And then all these red lights just flickering on the stage as the band's there, as they play Year Zero. And then you get the chorus of Hail Satan, Welcome Year Zero, Hail Satan, Archangelo. So I bloody loved that, just because it was just such an interesting energy that was being put out. Again, the colour spectrum for the song. There was something new towards the end of this, so as they go to the chorus for the final time, they set off flamethrowers all over the stage. So as Hail Satan's going, just these massive flames through the stage, just Hail Satan, flames constantly. Tobias walks off behind the stage, the flames are going crazy, the band are playing off. Them flames are bloody strong. Like, I was up in the seating area, I wasn't even next to the stage or anything, and when them flames hit, it was like, my god, I can feel the heat off of that. It's like, if I can feel it, how hot is that for the band? Because my god, I can feel heat. It's like the flames are so big, like the entire arena just lights up from the flames. So again, just absolutely amazing. The comedy that's being put on, the flamethrowers, how they came onto the stage and everything. Brilliant. The light effects, the humour that they're doing. They do He Is, which is a great follow-up, because that's a very melodic kind of song, which is kind of doing a mockery of kind of church songs of He Is, He's the shining in the light. So it's kind of a mockery of it. But then everyone gets their cell phones out and you see all these lights all over the arena and everything because they perform it. It's very beautiful. Actually, I think Miasma might actually be the track with the saxophone. I can't remember what the track was called anymore. But anyway, you go into Mummy Dust. So this one is very, very heavy. Tobias is joking, saying it's very, very heavy. So there's a part on the human body which is in between the testicles and the anus, which tickles. I forgot what the name of the bloody thing actually is, but he says the name of that part of skin in between the testicles and the anus, or your vagina and anus. But that middle skin section, he says, when we play the songs, it's so heavy, it's going to make that tickle and everything, so you can feel it. So he's like, let's tickle that part of us. So then they go into Mummy Dust. The colour spectrum of it is green with the kind of pale spotlight as well. They have these massive cannons at the side of the stage, which I noticed because they wheeled them out before Ghost hit the stage. I was like, I wonder what the hell they're doing with that. Cannons go off. So Mummy Dust, it's a shit ton of gore confetti that they just blow out all over the audience at these bloody two massive cannons. So again, awesome, brilliant performance. Then they do the song Kiss the Go Ghost, which again is quite kind of upbeat, kind of in line with Dance Mackinber. Then it goes on to the encore. Unfortunately, I've watched YouTube videos of the previous tour where he would basically say that it's over and what you're still doing here, go home, what you're doing here, go home. He's like, what do you want? And he'll go to the audience. But in this one, he doesn't do any of that. He just kind of goes, okay, let's just go into the next track. It's like, oh, okay then. It's like there could have been more play there, which I found unfortunate. So the first track of the encore, there's 3 tracks for the encore, is the cover, which is Metallica's Enter Sandman. I do believe, even though it's a cover, I would like to see Ghost original song. If I wanted to see Enter Sandman, I would go see Metallica. But it's a classic song. Everybody knows Enter Sandman. It is a classic. Also, along with that, Ghost have their own way with it. You can go on YouTube and just get Ghost doing the cover of Enter Sandman. It's not just live. They have got their own studio version of it. And it is done differently, and it is very, very good. When I first heard it, I did kind of think, I usually hate covers because it's usually just the exact same, or it's changed so drastically they fucked it. But this, it was like they've stood true to it, but also put their own little twist on it to make it theirs, and it really, really works. I think that their cover of Enter Sandman is absolutely brilliant. I loved it. So then going on to Dance Mackinber, one of my girlfriend's favourite. Her phone was out to record that, with all the rainbow lights and everything. And then they finished with what is considered by many Ghost fans their best, Square Hammer. And I don't know if it was Dance Mackinber or Square Hammer, but they unleashed the confetti cannons yet again. Which was pretty incredible. So we had 2 shots of the cannons. We had one song with the flames. We had the sax solos, bringing out the dead Papa and then bringing him back to life and doing his little solo, doing the sidestep. We got the dual guitar thing, joke thing, where it was serious and then one of the solos was pretty damn good, but then they took it a joke way, which was very, very funny. And we got some jokes from Papa, God, what Papa is he now? Papa 4, I believe it is. Tobias, basically. Got a few jokes out of him. There was a few other kind of jokes as the show went on. I think from the Pinnacle to the Pit, the third track, that little walkway up front, there was the two guitarists, bass player and the vocalist, but the solo was going off. Now Tobias wanted the front stage purely for him, so he turns to the rhythm guitarist and the bass player and he's like, fuck off, get out of here. As the lead guitarist has been left, so he hasn't seen him there, because his back was to him at that point. So he's still up front doing his bloody solo, and then Tobias is turning around like, wait, still going on? And he's like scratching his head while looking at the stage, like, huh, what's going on? Then he turns around and sees him, he's like, oh. And then he finishes his solo, so around when he's kind of finishing, Tobias is like, you know, fuck off. Then he continues on with his singing. The lead guitarist goes backwards, arms outstretched. Obviously they don't speak, but they're very expressive, so you know what they're thinking, which is, what? And then he does the hand gesture of you're a wanker, and then he fucks off, and then keeps playing again. So that was funny. There's another song where Tobias is walking towards one of the guitarists. The guitarist puts his hand above Tobias' head as he comes towards him, does the kind of spin thing, and Tobias spins under his finger, and then they bow to Tobias. Tobias bows to him, and then they go the two other separate ways. So that was a nice little interaction there. For Mummy Dust, the solo of that is a key solo, but instead of just playing the keys at the back of the stage, one of the keyboardists, the Goulet, comes forward with the keyboard strapped to her, so it's like a key guitar thing, and then she plays that at the front of the stage and everything. So that is something new, something fresh, really, really cool, brilliant to see, and brilliant to hear, because it's a key solo, it's your only one you get, and it's brilliant, so loved hearing that. For Dance Mackinber, Tobias wanted everyone's bottles to wobble to the song, so jumping up and down, make your bottoms wobble. So as the song starts, he's like, wobble, wobble! It's just like, just all these little kind of humorous little kind of quirks that he has throughout the whole thing. Just so super humorous. You got your heavy tracks, your really dance epic tracks, you got your more melodic tracks, you got the flames. It's just such an epic set. The ghouls were hilarious, they performed really well, the quality was perfect, I could hear everything crystal clear, and the drums were great. There were some aspects where the drums had this blistering little very short section to itself where it really thundered through. That was great. The sax solo, just all these little jokes and things that they've set up. It's like they're not just playing and just see what you do on the day. It's like a whole performance. You are seeing them live, but they are also doing an actual drama for you. It's a stage performance of jokes, of theatrics, of actions. At the end of the show, the two Goulets come, because they're both at the end, so they have to come down from the sides. Then they see each other from across the stage, and it's like, oh, it's you! And it's like, oh, it's you! And they run together and they hug, and it's like, oh my god, I haven't seen you this whole time. And then one of the Goulets gives flowers to the other Goulets, and it's like, oh, for me! So it's just this little cute play, and it's just like, it's the end of the show, they're saying bye, there doesn't have to be anything else. But they're still acting, it's still humorous, it's fun, it's the love they share for each other. It's just kind of beautiful to see. So this was definitely the best show I have ever seen in my life. Now again, I'm not going up against lots, because technically, even though I've seen a few bands in my life, I've hated pretty much all of them, besides Iron Maiden, which was a long time ago. And to say, oh, Ghost is a better performance than Iron Maiden should be kind of like sacrilege, because Maiden, it's Iron Maiden. It's like, I'm not saying Maiden is bad. Maiden put on a great show. They put on a great performance. They last a long time for their set. They do a lot of songs. And they have great stage production. Bruce has a lot of energy to him. Like, he runs around ballistically. He has so much energy. But with Ghost, it's just like, lyrically, Ghost really speak to me. I like the anti-religion stance of their lyrics. I like their lyrics being pro-you. Stop saying God is this, God's that, and he does this, and he did that, and you got through cards of him. It's like, take pride in yourself for once. Stop giving it to somebody else. Take pride in everything you are. Take pride of everything you is. Be who you want to be. Within reason, obviously. Ghost aren't saying, if you want to be a serial killer, go be a serial killer, do you? It's like, obviously not. So I like the kind of anti-religion, because religion's got a lot of terrible things to it, and they speak out on it. They speak out on pro stuff as well, so I love that. I love the amount of variation we got from heavy to melodic to things. It flowed beautifully well. I liked how great the lights were. They were so well thought through for the vibe of what each song gave, and it was like each colour has a colour vibe to it that then goes with the vibe of a track. So I love that as well. I love the ghoul interactions. I love the key solo. I love the sax solo. I loved the fire. I loved the explosions. There was loads of explosions. Like, oh, I forgot the Ender Square Hammer just as they end. It's just all these massive sparks just pouring down from the ceiling. Like, the entire length of the stage, just sparks just pouring down over the stage. It was huge. The cannons, the sparks at the end, the drape at the beginning. It's just a small little thing, but just adds. The jokes, everything. It was just absolutely perfect. It was the best I've ever seen. Again, not comparing it to much. But, seeing them and how good they were and how much I enjoyed it leaves me with the mind that if they come round again, I will never miss them. Every time they come back to the UK, I will make sure. Now, sometimes circumstance may get in my way, but if not, I will make a very aggressive effort to make sure I see them. Because they put on such a phenomenal show. It is such a good time. It's musically great. You feel great. You laugh. You feel. You have the energy to relieve that kind of anger through all that heaviness, the softness, the melody, the relaxation you get, the jokes, the laughs. It's just like you go through such a mass amount of emotions. And you feel it's just such a nice vibe. And with everybody there, it's just like everyone just seemed to be having, you would hope at least, everyone was having such a great time. Like the people in front of me on the chairs below, it was a family, a wife, a father, and their, I think like 2 or 3 little children. So the mum's face is just like really funny, just as they're like chanting "Hail Satan," and the mum's just like, "Oh dear God." It's just like, but who cares? It's so much fun. It's funny. It's fun. So that's Ghost. If you like them to any kind of extent, I would recommend to see them. Even if it's just like, yeah, they're alright. It's like, if you go see them live, you'll have a good time. Because musically you're okay, and they put on such a phenomenal performance. They are so bloody good. Now I know Evergrey are touring. Alter Bridge are going to be touring in December in the UK. Not sure if I'm going to see them, because after seeing Ghost, it's like I really missed out on seeing so many bands. Like, music's like a big chunk of my life, very important to me, so why the hell have I only seen this many? So I would like to go see Evergrey and Alter Bridge, so I could say how they are in performance as well, but after seeing Ghost, it's just like, even kind of thinking about it, it's just like, even with it being an arena, but it's just a performance. How's it going to live up to just how much fun Ghost was? It's like, Ghost just have that act, the performance, the music, the fun, the jokes, the theatrics of them. It's just like, literally everything they do. The stage set was brilliant, the lights were brilliant, the outfits were brilliant, the jokes, which bands don't do jokes, not usually, so they had that, the humour, the interactions was funny and great, the musicianship was great, the amount of variation through the songs was great, the fact that it lasted over an hour was actually something pretty great and not really a thing. It's usually an hour, so to get an hour 45 is quite rare, which is unfortunate, so that was great. I loved it. I already miss it. It was seriously one of the better moments of my life. I adored seeing Ghost. I would be amazed if someone would go to see Ghost and just be miserable through it. It's just not the energy they give. The energy is so infectious, it's so fun. It's not just them performing, it is literally having such a fun time. And that's the point of Ghost. It's like taking all these bad things that the great church kind of puts out, and then actually paints it for what it truly is, what they truly are and what they can stand for, but being hopeful and bright about it. So it's like we are aware of it, so snap out of it, that cult-like being, and be yourself and be more happy. It's just, yeah, it's a great band. And seriously, the best show I've ever seen. And thinking about anything else, I don't see how anyone can top them. I really... It's not like, oh, it's the latest band you've ever seen, so every new band you see is great. No. I walked out of Bullet and immediately just turned to my friends and was like, that was crap. Walked out of Trigger and I thought, it was okay, but... Walked out of D and just thought that was boring. So... I'm not a fanboy at all. If something's shit, I literally just call it out as that's crap. I really can't think of anyone topping Ghost. Live, anyway. Musically, yeah, but live, it'd be bloody hard. I don't think it's possible, really. It was so good. So yeah, live, Ghost score 10 out of 10. Absolutely phenomenal. Life-changing. Amazing, phenomenal, groundbreaking. The best day of a person's life. That is Ghost Live. Honestly, you like them, make it a life effort to see them. Do not miss them. It'd be a tragedy if you kinda like Ghost, or you like them, but think, well, no, I don't feel like seeing them. See them. Make it happen. So that's be it from me. My next video should be Evergrey's newest album. I say that, but sometimes it's I say something, then it's actually having the effort to do it. So we'll see.